Thank goodness. We are getting off to a rocky start, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Hold on 1 second. Oh my goodness. All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Hold on 1 second. We are having some technical difficulties. Oh, I think I understand. I think I understand what's going on. Oh my goodness. System. Let's go. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Brace yourselves. Brace yourselves. Hold on 1 second. We're almost there. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Where are we doing? Okay. Let's see where we're at. Okay, let's go. Why is it doing that? Oh my goodness. Output. All right.
Crossing river.
Oh my goodness. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Difficulties.
And I can't escape it.
Right.
It's like deja vu.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen. We got it figured out.
It's deja vu when I'm running up these racks. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash. I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class. You can tell that I made it, look at my grass. Cars in the garage with tanks full of gas. I play the game so raw, I won't finish last. Sitting in my living room screaming how we made it. This is how it's supposed to happen when you reach your famous.
The algorithm turned me to a maniac. Good morning, Jess. Yes, I'm fine. I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. Benjamin Franklin is my plastic. Why is my box not working? Let's go.
I say it with my chest cause I'm in it.
Got a lot of confidence. Good morning, RC.
Spaceship.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's live.
Oh, you haven't gone into a Zeus live?
That shit was radical.
Come on.
It was horrible. I'm like,
Cut it out.
Zeus has gone way off the
Oh, yeah.
It's like deja vu.
Cut it out.
It's like deja vu.
There we go.
It's like deja vu.
I tell you, this app is doing a lot of funny things. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
It's deja vu when I'm running up these racks. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to the show. DJ, go ahead and kill the music. All right, listen, ladies and gentlemen, my apologies. We've been having a bit of some technical difficulties, but this is what happens when you're in the thick of it, all right? So let's get straight down to business. For those of you who do not know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it's quite simple. The first H stands for honest. I'm the most honest person on social media, all right? You might as well pretend like you know that my hands are on a stack of Bibles over here, okay? That's the first H. The second H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I'm humble. There's nobody more humble than me. If I get it wrong, I will be the first to apologize. It just turns out I haven't been wrong lately, all right? But if I were wrong, I would definitely issue those apologies, all right? And then the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because you guessed it. I am and will always remain the most handsome. You got it. All right. Now, many of you are familiar with what we came to do over here on this side of town, on this side of TikTok. What we do is very, very special. We will and will always continue to hold our friends on the right, especially their cult leader, Donald J. Trump, accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds as well as their crimes. All right. And believe you me, when it comes to dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds and crimes, let's just be honest. All right. The cat's out of the bag. We Americans know that Donald Trump and his MAGA Republicans, they've hit the jackpot when it comes to dirty deeds and crimes, all right? And so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I got this to say. Bear with me. My voice is still a little bit on the hoarse side. If you are allergic to the truth, or as my good friend Brother Swervin likes to say, you're lactose intolerant, you might want to leave this live and go hang out with those fake TikTok hosts, those fake TikTok lawyers, those Russian bears, those fake TikTok Christians, okay? Because they will lie to you. I won't lie to you. I have no reason to get out here and do this every single day. There's no reason to lie about it, all right? I'm not going to sugarcoat what's happening out here in the world of politics. I'm going to continue to tell the truth. So you go over there and you hang out with them, okay? Because they'll lie to you, all right? But over here, we'll tell the truth, all right? And I know you don't want to listen to me and you won't take my word for it, all right? So this is what I'm going to say. You don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
You hear that? You hear that? If you're not happy in the United States of America, do me a huge favor. Leave this country and go straight to Russia and be with your Lord and Savior over there, Vladimir Putin. A lot of you Trump supporters are Russian sympathizers, all right? I've been talking on this app for quite a while. You're pro-Putin, you're pro-Russia. You don't know anything about U.S. history. You're sitting at home in your feelings, mumbling and grumbling and complaining about President Joe Biden, blah, blah, blah. I can't buy eggs, Joe Biden. I can't afford to put gas in my car, President Joe Biden. But then we ask you, do you think Joe Biden is smarter than Donald Trump? Oh, no, Zeus. I don't think Joe Biden is smarter than Donald Trump. Okay, so if you don't think Joe Biden is smarter than Donald Trump, then how are you going to sit out here and continue to blame Joe Biden for all of the things that are going on, not just in this country, but throughout the world? You should have seen this the other day, ladies and gentlemen. I asked one of these MAGA demons. I said, listen, you're complaining about inflation. Can I ask you a serious question? Yes, Zeus. This is what she said. Yes, Zeus, I can. I said, okay. Is inflation a problem unique to the United States of America, or is it worldwide? And you know what this knucklehead said? She said, Zeus, inflation is only a problem here in the United States. To which I said, you know what, you MAGA demon? Go to the pits of hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Okay. And so I realize that a lot of the Trump supporters are very poorly educated, and a lot of the information that I share out goes right over their head. Okay, it goes right over their head. Okay, it's like I'm 7 feet tall, and these people are like 10 inches tall. So when I start talking and the way that I speak, they don't understand what's going on. So I want to say this to you Trump supporters. When you come into my live, don't spam my chat and write Trump 2024. Don't put that FJB stuff. Do me a huge favor and sit your special behinds down and listen to this special broadcast. You just might learn something. I got some bad news for you Trump supporters. And you know, my friends, my Democrat friends, I'm always going to bring it. It's good news to us, but it's bad news for MAGA. We all know Michael Cohen is once again going back in there to pretty much connect the dots. The ones that haven't been connected yet, I don't know which ones they are, in the minds of the jury to help them understand what Donald Trump's role was in that scheme. Can you say scheme, MAGA? The hush money payment scheme. And so I want to tell you, Trump supporters, you know who Todd Blanche is? Do you know who Todd Blanche is, MAGA? Do you know who he is? The incredible Todd Blanche. You know who he is? You know what Todd Blanche is doing? A lot of you Trump supporters, y'all don't understand how the criminal justice system works. So I'm going to help you understand. If you look at how he moves, he's preparing Donald Trump for prison. Yeah. Todd Blanche knows Donald Trump is guilty. And if you look at it, the cross-examination that he had, not just with Michael Cohen, but all of the witnesses, it wasn't a really good one. Not one time has he actually pulled out any credible evidence that said, Michael Cohen, when you got that payment for when you were reimbursed, let's talk about those transactions. And, Todd isn't even doing that. Todd is sitting up there going, I need to make sure Donald Trump knows he's going to be all right once the jury goes back and deliberates and comes back with that guilty verdict. I have to make sure my client understands that. And so that's what you see right now on display. That's why you had these Republican members of Congress coming up there to show him, moral support. Because you know what that does? That tells the jury, please have a little sympathy on Donald Trump when you go back there and deliberate. Because we all know the facts speak for themselves. He's guilty. And so we don't need this trial, honestly. We don't need this trial to beat Donald Trump in November. This is just the cherry on top, if you ask me. It's all lies. Apparently, you don't know how the judicial system works. Actually, user 1809, would you go get your main account and come on back? And I would love for you to tell me how this two-tier judicial system works that you've been crying about. Because last I checked, and I'm not a rocket scientist or anything, but there's been a lot of signs that's been going on in this courtroom that lets me know that Donald Trump is guilty. I don't know what you've been looking at, but if you got something that you want to share with Big Zeus, all right, you want to share it with Big Zeus that proves he's innocent, by all means, bring it up. The only defense that Donald Trump could have had to justify paying Stormy Daniels all that money, because you remember in the Access Hollywood tape, he said, when you're a star, they let you do it. Remember when he said that? When you're a star, they let you do it. Well, if they let you do it, why are you paying money? Donald Trump. And his only defense that I think possibly might have saved his rear end is if he was able to say, I didn't want my family or Melania Trump to find out about it. That would have been his only defense. But here's the problem with that user. That means from 2006 all the way to 2016, he had a lot of time to take care of business. So why didn't he take care of this? 2006, 2007, 2012, 2015. Why didn't he do it then? Why did he feel the need to do it in 2016? What was so urgent? User, what was going on in 2016 around that time where all of a sudden Michael Cohen needs to create an LLC to funnel this woman hush money and then get reimbursed by falsifying business records? What the heck was going on, user? There's not a jury in the world that's not going to be able to connect the dots and see that this man was engaging in crime. And this isn't the only crime Donald Trump has engaged in. Donald Trump only knows crime. He doesn't know what being an ethical, moral individual is. He doesn't know that, and neither do you supporters of his. That's why I say anytime I talk to a Trump supporter and they excuse anything he does, you know what I do? I say, you're just as guilty of it as he is. Baby Zeus, you are full of SH. Oh, you want to be mean this morning. Okay, Gen X. Gen X, I got something bad. I got some bad news for Gen X out there, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, I haven't even gotten started with my monologue just yet. I'm just warming up, Gen X. Maybe you ought to stick around. Gen X, I got some bad news for you, and I'm going to make sure I continue to beat this drum so folks like Gen X won't be surprised in November when Joe Biden gets another 4 years in office. Gen X, Donald Trump will not get reelected because, one, he raped E. Jean Carroll. It's in the history books. A jury has determined he's liable for defamation. He doesn't respect women. There's 26 women also that have accused this man of SA and rape. He's not going to get reelected because of that. Gen X, he's not going to get reelected because we all know it. He oversaw the largest fraud crime ring in American history. We all seen it, right? You know that case that Letitia James had to go after him about, the fraudulent businesses that he's been running, decades of fraud. And it's in the history books, Gen X. There's nothing you can do to erase the evidence, Gen X. He's been committing fraud for decades. Number 3, Gen X. He stole America's secrets and he lied to the FBI. Classified documents. You think we're going to let this criminal in the White House in? You think we're going to let him in again so he can sell our secrets to our adversaries? Gen X, you're wrong. 3, or number 4, actually. He tried to overturn a free and fair election. We all remember January 6th. And we'll talk more about that later. But I want to make sure you Americans out there never, ever forget January 6th, which was Donald Trump's, if you ask me, that was his second attempt to interfere with an election illegally. These are the things he's done, Gen X. This is why he's not going to get reelected. Number 5, him and his family have taken money from foreign governments. I'm going to continue to beat the drum. Somebody explain to me why Donald Trump was getting all this money from Saudi Arabia and China, and why the heck did Jared Kushner get $2 billion from the Saudis? You say you want a man in the White House that's not a politician. You're so desperate to get one. You decided to put a criminal and his family in there. You Trump supporters ought to be ashamed of yourselves and embarrassed. Gen X, are you still here? Are you listening to me, Gen X? Go get the information you said you had. I would love to talk to you about it. Number 6, we all know it. He launched a nasty attack against women by overturning Roe versus Wade. The majority of Americans do believe in women having access to abortion, whether you like it or not. You so-called conservative men, you MAGA demons. You don't speak for the rest of the country. You speak for yourselves and Donald Trump, and we're not going for it. We're not going to do another 4 years of Donald Trump in the White House with his crimes. So that's number 6. And you know what number 7 is, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to tell you. This Stormy Daniels affair. This Stormy Daniels affair is definitely going to go down in history as the nastiest, criminalist thing a president of the United States, a former president of the United States, has done. And we, the American people, were the victims as well. He's in the photo and videos with Biden. He's a paid. They like to say I'm an influencer and I'm a DNC shill, wherever they get this stuff from. Keep on believing that. So with those reasons, ladies and gentlemen, that's why Donald Trump will never, ever be president again. And that's why his supporters, the ones on TikTok, are out here right now engaging in this nasty, nasty, mean-spirited campaign against myself and a lot of other content creators. They have nothing left to prop Donald Trump up with. They have nothing. So now we're getting into the racism. We're getting into the misogyny. And there's going to be more and more of it coming out as I continue to bring this heavy hammer of truth down on Donald Trump and his legion of MAGA demons. Rest assured, MAGA, when it's all said and done, you all will be in your mother's basements crying like Snuggles as Joe Biden gets his second term. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. Join me in giving Donald Trump and his supporters what they deserve. A round of booze and shame. These people are sick.
Silence, you MAGA demon!
Struggle bubbles, struggle pancakes, struggle honey buns, struggle in the weight. Yeah, he's a struggler.
Oh my God. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, they are a bunch of strugglers. Hey, I got something to tell you, Trump supporters. You know, I know you go to Snuggles Live and you like to listen to Snuggles. I know you're Snuggles University graduates. Well, get this. Snuggles got his degree from Trump University, and you know how that went down, right? And by the way, Snuggles, he's been recently banned on this app with one of his accounts. And you know why? Because he was spreading the same misinformation and lies that, you know, his cult leader, Donald Trump, was spreading. So if I were you Trump supporters out there and you're still Snuggles followers, I'd keep that in mind. Now, how many of let's get to today's topics. How many of you heard about Joe Biden and Donald Trump having to debate? How many of you heard about that? I mean, this is, to me, this is like taking candy from a baby. I mean, this is what America needs to see. We need to see what they call Sleepy Joe, all right? What America needs to see. We need to see what they call Sleepy Joe, all right? I don't know the glitch. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I thought I got taken down, but you know I'm still here. We need to see Sleepy Joe going up against who they call Rambo, right? This Morning Joe had an interesting take on it, all right? He says, listen up. He says, There's a long history of playing games. The Biden campaign has decided to shut this down. The Biden campaign on Wednesday proposed a series of 2 debates with very specific rules, including shutting off the microphone of the candidate not answering the question. I think that's a big one. And Donald Trump quickly accepted the invitation, including the stipulation before turning around and proposing an additional series of debates. Quote, Donald Trump has a long history of playing games with these debates, complaining about the rules and then breaking those rules, and then pulling out at the last minute and then not showing up at all. And so we know, ladies and gentlemen, how this is going to turn out. Listen up, all right? Because this is classic. We know Donald Trump is going to fail miserably when he goes up against our commander-in-chief, President Joe Biden. I mean, come on, you guys. Joe Biden stands up to world leaders. World leaders like Vladimir Putin, right? You've seen him. What do you think he's going to do to the crybaby? The one that's out there in Florida at little Mar-a-Lago, sitting there with all those felony charges. This is going to be taking candy from a baby.
Caught up on the news that broke on our show yesterday, President Biden and Donald Trump agreeing to presidential debates. Things escalated pretty rapidly throughout yesterday afternoon, with both candidates announcing they have accepted 2 invitations to debate, once on CNN on June 27th and again on ABC News on September 10th. The rules will differ from past election cycles. The candidates agreed to bypass the Commission on Presidential Debates, which had organized these face-offs every 4 years since 1988. Biden also requested these guidelines, which Trump begrudgingly accepted, or at least we think he accepted it. Never know. That there be no audience in the room, that no third-party candidates be allowed to participate, that only a select group of news outlets can host, and that a candidate's microphone be shut off if they go over their allotted speaking time.
All right, John Hyman, come on. I'm skeptical that Trump will ever put himself in that position where he's not saved by a roaring crowd.
You know,
Have one outside, whatever.
I think there's a lot of evidence to suggest that Donald Trump is not as good as his word, and that he won't necessarily make good on this. On his I'll meet him anywhere, anytime pledge. There is though, you know, the thing that Trump has been the kind of the core paradigm for the campaign, from the Trump campaign's point of view, is Donald Trump is strong, Joe Biden is weak. He's weak, failing, flailing, old, fumbling.
They don't want that contrast because Donald Trump is weak and flailing and miserable.
But that's not what they think. That's not what they think.
You don't think that Susie Wiles and Chris and the smart people on his campaign don't understand how often this guy loses his train of thought?
I think they do.
Forgets who he's running against. Thinks Jimmy Connors,
I'm certain they
the
do.
tennis pro from 74 to 77, actually also brokered the Camp David Accords. They know.
So they know. I think they also have a darker, they have a more critical view of Joe Biden's errors and missteps in this area than you do. And we're just talking here not about what the right point of view is, but are they going to let Donald Trump go and debate?
Yeah.
It would be, I think, a very tricky thing for Donald Trump, whose main point of view is, I am the tough guy. I roll over everything. I'm rolling over the legal system right now. Joe Biden is weak and failing. I'm strong and tough. I'm unstoppable. For him to have said, I will beat you anywhere, anytime, under any circumstances, and then to back out. Mm-hmm. I think he has painted himself into a corner because I think Trump did not necessarily believe, Trump himself did not necessarily believe that Biden would eventually ever stand up and say he would take these debates. Right. And now he's kind of in a corner. And I think, Donald Trump always tries to leave himself wiggle room. He's not left himself much here. So if you ask me, with a gun in my head, whether I think these debates are going to happen, I wouldn't say there's nothing close to 100%. Right. I'd say a little more likely than not that Trump will feel like he has no choice but to do these two.
Number one, you said about what about his campaign thinking he's going to go in there not with knowledge, not with experience on the world stage that was productive, but he's going to go in there with insults, with a fire hose of falsehoods, with personal stuff about Joe Biden, and he's going to come at him hard, and that's going to be the challenge. Yeah. You laugh, but sometimes that throws people off. You never know.
What's from in 2016? I'm not laughing.
Oh, okay.
I'm smiling at the fact that when Donald Trump tries all of those things,
Right.
that he does in front of his fat Elvis 77 crowd where they roar and say, please throw a sweaty scarf in my direction.
Yeah.
It's going to be met with dead silence. And everybody, like the cameramen and camerawomen, are going to be looking at each other going,
I don't underestimate it. It's the nasty behavior is so shocking that it can be off-putting.
Well, no, but it's...
John Lemire, what about RFK Jr.?
You hear this, ladies and gentlemen? This is where we're at with this debate. Donald Trump is going to be met with dead silence because there's not going to be a crowd. His family and friends are going to be there, and we're going to all literally be able to witness him having what we all know is a MAGA meltdown, right? You know what a MAGA meltdown? That's when they get on there and they start crying and complaining about everything Joe Biden is doing to this country and how it's not working. And unfortunately, no one's going to believe it because look at the stock market right now. Look at inflation right now. Look at unemployment right now. It's actually pretty good if you actually look around and look at the data, right? So guess what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, because we know Donald Trump won't be able to debate on the actual issues. All he's going to do is go in there and cry about what Joe Biden is and isn't doing, and it's not going to work. It's going to backfire really bad. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Donald Trump and his supporters what they deserve. Another round of boos and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right, let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. You know exactly why we are here, all right? We're trying to get through these topics as fast as possible, but you know it seems like this app is acting a little funny today, all right? And so with the debates being an issue, they're saying Fox News is having a meltdown. Listen to what Fox News is saying about this, right? I mean, this is Sean Hannity and Laura Ingraham, right? Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my goodness. Hold on. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties. Oh, my gosh. You know, there's something going on here, I guess. Yes, they're saying the Democratic incumbent President Joe Biden and presumptive 2024 Republican presidential nominee have agreed to the two debates, first hosted by CNN in Atlanta on June 27th, and then the second one by ABC on September 10th. June 27th is early for a presidential debate, as the RNC convention won't be held until July 15th through the 18th in Milwaukee, and its Democratic counterpart isn't until August 19th through the 22nd in Chicago. Biden supporters view the June 27th debate as a golden opportunity for the president, as it will give him a chance to hammer Trump on issue by issue, and they hope improves his poll numbers. Many polls released in May have showed Biden narrowly trailing Donald Trump by single digits in key swing states. But some far-right pundits at Fox News are furious about the debates, including Laura Ingraham and Sean Hannity and Jesse Waters. I don't get why they are upset with about these debates, ladies and gentlemen. What could be the issue with these folks? All right, I mean, I'm serious. Why is Fox News upset that their Messiah, their cult leader, their orange Jesus, is actually going to have to put rubber on the road and actually be able to back up whatever he's been saying?
We even agreed to hold the first debate on fake news CNN, a network filled with dishonest left-wing hacks we know who hate them. Now this includes Dana Bash and fake Jake Tapper, who are now tasked, they say, with moderating the debate. Let me stop right here. I'm sorry, but the media mob and Joe Biden, I'll say it again, they don't get to collude and choose radical Biden-supporting hosts in the moderator's chair. Nice try, though. That means no fake Jake Tapper. Tapper is a radical, left-wing, partisan talk show host that masquerades as a journalist. Now, fake Jake, let's look at his career. It started as the press secretary for a Pennsylvania Democrat. Then he worked for a D.C. public relations firm and a gun control group named Handgun Control, Inc. Tapper even had a stint at the radical far-left publication Salon.com before eventually making his way to fake news CNN, where all of a sudden now he wants to be called and considered a journalist. Make no mistake, fake Jake Tapper Might be a lot of things. He's no journalist. And like everyone else in the media mob, Tapper spent the last several years obsessively hating all things Donald Trump. Even retweeting a comment from a notorious...
Yeah. Cry me a river, Fox News. You know, ladies and gentlemen, it's funny that Fox News is sitting up there acting like they actually have a horse. They are on a moral high horse, especially when we know this same network, Fox News, was sued by Dominion Voting Systems and its competitor, Smartmatic, after promoting the false and thoroughly debunked claim that their equipment was used to help President Biden steal the 2020 election. In 2023, ladies and gentlemen, Fox News agreed to a $787.5 million, MAGA, can you say million? $1 million settlement with Dominion. Although Smartmatic's $2.7 billion lawsuit against Fox is still ongoing. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. Because it's always, isn't it funny? It's always the people that are crying the loudest, right? That are actually the ones guilty. And they act like we don't see it. So since they act like we don't see it, we're going to help them understand we actually do. Join me in giving Fox News and all these other crybabies out here what they deserve, because they're the real criminals, all right? And they're pretending like they're not when we know they are. Let's give them a round of boos and shame. I seen somebody out there in the audience right now that just said something about me. When I see you, I think it was Daft, whatever your name is. I would love to have you come right in the box right now and actually articulate whatever it is that you were saying about Big Zeus. Because you're a liar, and I know you are. All right? Like I said, if I were you, if I were a Trump supporter right now, honestly, I would be preparing for Donald Trump to go to prison. I would be doing that. I'd scrub my profile on TikTok. I'd scrub it of all the videos of Donald Trump and all the little jokes you've been making of President Joe Biden, because you're going to have to go 4 more years and you might need a job or something. And when people go look at your profile and they want to hire you, they're going to go, oh, I don't know about hiring you because you sound like you're on that Kool-Aid. You sound like you're on that Kool-Aid. You sound like you're MAGA. And they're going to say absolutely not. Because you would support a criminal, which most likely means you have no ethics. You have no morals. You have no integrity. So if I were you Trump supporters, I would be preparing for Donald Trump to go to prison. I would be in church this Sunday. Don't go to the church you've been going to. Go to a new church. All right, and ask God to forgive you. Get down on your knees tonight. Ask God to forgive you, okay, because you've been led astray by a false prophet. If I were you, Trump supporters, I'd really be getting out of that cult ASAP, because if you don't get out, you're going to be on your way to getting that ultimate MAGA reward. And many of you, you know exactly what that ultimate MAGA reward is. Let me remind you what it is. Jail, and if you don't get your soul right, hell. What a chapter 11 in between. I've never met a Trump supporter that at some point in their allegiance to Donald Trump didn't get that MAGA reward. Look at Michael Cohen. He was in the cult too. He got the ultimate MAGA reward, right? Didn't he go to jail? Wasn't he on his way to hell? Didn't he lose a lot of money? Yeah. Look at Rudy Giuliani. Look at your cult leader, Donald Trump, getting that ultimate MAGA reward. Look at all those so-called hostages, MAGA. Oh my gosh. Oh, wait. Oh, look at what they do. Why did Hunter Biden receive a $150,000 sports car from the Russian cronies? You don't even have I can't even invite you to come up here and defend that. I can't even invite you to come up here, Giovanni. I can't even invite you to come up here and actually speak truth to that. Do me a favor, Giovanni. sit your special behind down and listen to this special broadcast. I've already debunked that lie in Snuggles Live. So go hang out with Snuggles and get the answer. Don't bring that silly stuff over here. All right, now I got some bad news for you, Giovanni. Listen up. The unmistakable sign that DA Alvin Bragg believes Donald Trump's trial is a slam dunk. Remember earlier I was telling you Donald Trump's going to be convicted. Listen up. Former federal prosecutor Glenn Kirshner is convinced that Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg is so pleased with Michael Cohen's performance on the witness stand and in former President Donald Trump's criminal hush money case that he's not even calling any more witnesses. You won't believe this. I wouldn't be listening to Donald Trump on Truth Social MAGA. I would keep my ears to the streets of the courtroom and listen to the people who are actually going in there and talking about what's really going on, giving you a real readout of the facts. Not that clown that comes out with a stack of papers from all of these so-called constitutional experts. Don't listen to that guy. Listen to this.
Or by extension for Donald Trump. But I think one of the most interesting things we learned at the end of the trial day on Tuesday was that the prosecution announced that Michael Cohen would be their final witness. Earlier on, they suggested there might be other witnesses after Michael Cohen. But it seems pretty clear that the prosecution thinks Michael Cohen is doing so well on the stand that he's going to be the last witness the jury hears from before the prosecutors rest their case in chief. Now, what can we glean from this prosecutorial decision? So I think most criminal litigators, prosecutors, and defense attorneys follow the rule of primacy, recency. Start strong, end strong. And the prosecutors have decided that Michael Cohen is doing so well on the witness stand that they want to end with his testimony. They want his testimony to be the last thing the jurors hear before they rest their case in chief. Now, friends, undoubtedly, you've heard reporting about a witness being on direct examination and cross-examination. Then there's redirect examination. Let me just unravel that a little bit because Michael Cohen, once he's done being cross-examined by Donald Trump's lawyers, the prosecutors will have an opportunity to do redirect examination of Cohen. Let me tell you what that looks like. So, direct examination, for example, when a prosecutor calls a witness to the stand, we have to ask open-ended questions. We can't box the witness into yes or no answers. We can't ask leading questions. A leading question suggests the answer. Isn't it true that you saw the defendant do X? The answer is yes or no, but that's a leading question.
Right.
And because the witnesses that are called by the prosecution are, in theory, friendly to the prosecution.
Nino, you're wrong.
They've had their testimony prepared. They've done some trial runs, some mock Q&As, so they know what's coming in court. You're not allowed to ask them leading questions. You can't suggest the answer. You have to ask open-ended questions. What did you see at the time you were at a particular location? Well, I saw the defendant do A, B, and C. So that's what direct examination of your witness, the party calling the witness, looks like.
Get him, Glenn!
Then it shifts over to the opposing party, the opposing counsel. They get to cross-examine the witness. They get to suggest.
Now you can see, for those of you who can't see the comment section, I'm so sorry I didn't explain what's happening right now. In my comment section, in the chat section, I have Trump supporters struggling to understand what an actual career prosecutor is explaining happens in the courtroom. They're stuck on, I can't even say it on TikTok, but they're stuck on that S word, right? These folks are in my chat right now saying they know more about what happens in a courtroom than a career prosecutor. They're not reading the tea leaves. They're actually saying, Zeus, what are you going to do when Trump is my president in 2024? This is where they're at. They're gone. These folks are out to lunch. They can't understand what this professional, this career prosecutor, Glenn Kirshner, is saying. It goes right over their heads. So I'm going to help you all to at least understand it, all right? Because Donald Trump is done.
answer with a leading question. Isn't it true, Mr. Cohen, that you lied about my client? That's a leading question. On cross-examination, attorneys will try to box a witness into a yes or no answer, and they won't let them explain the answer. But when cross-examination concludes, the prosecutors get a chance to do some cleanup questioning, redirect examination, where we can say, Mr. Cohen, the defense attorney asked you a yes or no question, and you answered a particular question. No, but it seemed like you wanted to explain your answer. Can you please explain your answer for the jury? And then the witness can lay out sort of the context for the answer, because as we all know, friends, it's in our common experience, some questions can't be answered with a simple yes or no.
Right.
You need to explain. You need to qualify. You need to put some meat on the bones.
Put some meat on the bones, Michael Cohen. Thank you, brother.
Answer to the question. That's what we do on redirect examination.
Right.
And that is, in a very real sense, cleaning up anything that the witness might have said that was incomplete, that was cut off by the defense, that needs further explanation. And so redirect examination will kind of be the prosecutor's opportunity to have the witness put their best foot forward before their testimony concludes entirely. So a redirect examination of Michael Cohen might go something like, now, Mr. Cohen, before we conclude your testimony, can you tell the jury, who was it that directed you to make those payments to Stormy Daniels to keep that damaging information from coming out? It was the defendant, Donald Trump. And Mr. Cohen, why did you make those payments to Stormy Daniels? Because we didn't want the information hurting Donald Trump's election prospects. And who is it that benefited from you making those payments to Stormy Daniels? The defendant, Donald Trump. Mr. Cohen, who was it who has been punished? Who went to prison for being part of this criminal scheme to interfere in the 2016 presidential election? I went to prison. Me and me alone. I paid the price. That is some of what we might expect on redirect examination of Michael Cohen before the prosecution rests its case.
Boom. Boom. For those of you who aren't seeing what's happening in the comments right now, the heads of these Trump supporters. I'll see you later, Zeus, going for a spinal tap. All right, brother Swerve, stay strong, my brother. All right, and make sure you take care of yourself. All right, let us know how it goes, brother. All right, I really do appreciate it, and I'm sending prayers your way, my brother. All right, take care. All right, but yes, ladies and gentlemen, I want to get back to where we're at in my chat right now. These Trump supporters, their heads have started to explode. They can't believe that Michael Cohen went in there despite their efforts to undermine his credibility. You should have seen some of these people have actually been taking Cohen's videos on TikTok and sending it to the defense team to try to use that as a tool to stop Cohen from being able to actually put the nail in the coffin. These people are sick out here. They refuse to believe Donald Trump is a criminal. And even after he gets convicted, they're going to sit here and try to say, you know what? It was the judge. It was the jury. It was everyone except Donald Trump. And you know, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, what we must do, we must once again give these deranged individuals what they deserve. Because they have no shame, we have to give it to them. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Donald Trump and his supporters once again another round of boos and shame. How many of you think I'm being too harsh on MAGA? I had a lot of other topics, but I understand I got off to a slow start. How many of you think I'm being too harsh on MAGA, all right? Am I being too harsh on these folks, all right? Because a lot of them say, Zeus, you got TDS. Do you got anything else besides that, Zeus? Does anyone think I'm being hard on MAGA? I'm just looking in the audience. Oh, no, an overwhelming majority of you are saying no. So guess what? The show must go on! Reggie! I see you, brother Reggie! All right, listen, I was going to cover other topics, but I'm hoping my panelists that I bring up might bring these other topics front and center. I did get off to a slow start this morning due to technical difficulties. So we'll go ahead and round the corner and cover the last part of the show. OC, thank you for the money gun. Many of you know I am definitely... what keeps me going and doing this show, honestly, and Ange, I think you're there, Ange, is the issue that happened, or actually the domestic terrorist attack that took place on January 6th. This incident alone is the reason why I have no problem waking up day in and day out, all right, and giving it to MAGA. Because once, before everything was a conspiracy theory, right? You could be like, oh, you know what, that could have been. But January 6th, I would say, is the first time that with my own eyes, my own ears, you got six senses, all six senses, you witnessed what happened, right? You witnessed what happened. And these Trump supporters, they came right out after it happened and repeatedly lied. And to this day, almost 4 years from the day this incident took place, they have continued to repeatedly lie about what happened on January 6th. These folks are so unhinged that they've actually turned January 6th into some sort of memorial event for the cult. And we got evidence of it because, this is what they done with it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the horribly and unfairly treated January 6th hostages.
This is some sick stuff. This song is garbage. This is the worst song in American history.
Pledge allegiance to the flag.
Listen to this
of the
traitor.
United States of America.
No, you don't. You pledge allegiance to the flag of Donald Trump. Something's wrong with these knuckleheads, ladies and gentlemen. These are some sick.
Well, thank you very much. And you see the spirit from the hostages, and that's what
He
they
calls
are,
them
hostages.
Yeah, he calls you hostages. You're hostages because you're in his cult. You're not hostages because of the U.S. government. You're in his cult, and he's taking advantage of you. And so what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is I am going to help these supporters of his understand what happened on January 6th based on the facts. And here's the facts, ladies and gentlemen. I know they don't like that I tell the truth, but you know what I say. I'd rather tell the truth and be realer than you than to be out here believing lies and misinformation. All right? So... let's get into January 6th once again. The reason Donald Trump right now is fighting for his life in the courtrooms in D.C. and in Georgia, all right, is because of what happened on January 6th, where Donald Trump, he knew that he was going to lose to Joe Biden, just like he's going to lose this year, decided to resort to criminal activities in order to try to remain in power. How did he do it? Well, you all remembered it. He began this crime with what we all remember is the big lie. What is the big lie?
It's a rigged election. It's the only way we're going to lose.
It's a rigged election. That's the only way we're going to lose is what he told his supporters. And so what happened then? Well, the results of the election came in 2020, and there was no red wave. All right, there was not a red wave. There was a blue tsunami and a big, big, big blue wall, especially in the battleground states. Donald Trump lost. Donald Trump should have conceded to Joe Biden shortly after that. But what did he do? We all remember what he did. He came out election night, and this is what he said to his supporters.
We had such a big night. You just take a look at all of these states that we've won tonight, and then you take a look at the kind of margins that we've won by. And all of a sudden, it's not like we're up 12 votes and we have 60% left. We won states, and all of a sudden, I said, what happened to the election? It's off. And we have all these announcers saying, what happened? And then they said, oh, because you know what happened? They knew they couldn't win. So they said, let's go to court. And did I predict this, Newt? Did I say this? I've been saying this from the day I heard they were going to send out tens of millions of ballots. I said exactly, because either they were going to win, or if they didn't win, they'll take us to court. So Florida was a tremendous victory.
Right. Did he concede? No, he didn't concede. He poured water on that seed of doubt in the minds of his supporters, and then he went one step further. He put fertilizer on it, ladies and gentlemen, and this is what radicalized them.
76,000 votes with almost nothing left. And all of a sudden everything just stopped. This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election.
Your Majesty, number one, why are you even here? Why are you even here? You don't like Zeus. Go ahead and go back to that dark cave you came out of. I will not answer a single question. All right? How about you go do your research and actually come to this show with some credible information, you seditionist, treasonous traitor. So we all heard him basically radicalize his supporters that night. He turned them into the modern day Confederate soldiers. You know Jefferson Davis, right? He assumed he was Jefferson Davis, and he assumed that his supporters are now his Confederate soldiers. And so what happened next, ladies and gentlemen? Well, you guessed it. This is what he did, ladies and gentlemen. You guessed it. Attention! You know, this is what he says to his supporters, right? Attention! I lost to President Joe Biden, and I'm very, very angry. I need you, my supporters, to sell everything that you have and to meet me in Washington, D.C. at an event that I am hosting called Stop the Steal, all right? Be there, will be wild. And so what did these MAGA demons, these little Trumpies, you know I call them Trumpies because these are Trump loyalists, right? Just like the Redcoats were, all right? They decided to obey their master. They sold everything that they had and they sent the money to Donald Trump. We all saw it. But then they did something that I would say is definitely one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen. These grown men and women in some cases, they got in the back of these U-Hauls by the dozens, all right, crammed themselves in there like they were in a can of sardines. I'm going to Washington, D.C. for Donald Trump. You know, there's no air conditioning in the back of those things. They don't care. They just want to be with their Lord and Savior, right? And so they're on their way to Washington, D.C., and you want to know who the individuals were in these U-Hauls, right, ladies and gentlemen? I forgot. I got to show you the picture of them. You know who they are. These are these Trump supporters. These are the Oath Keepers. These are the Patriot Front, the Proud Boys, the Boogaloo Boys. And you know, and you notice, ladies and gentlemen, excuse me. You notice they got a mask on, right? Now, these same knuckleheads, you all remember it in the pandemic. You go to your little grocery store, right? You go to Walmart, you go to Safeway, you go to Albertsons, wherever you shop and get your groceries. You go to the produce section, and you would see these same knuckleheads. You know, you have to wear a mask in order to come in, all right? Because we're trying to stop the spread of the nasty virus. You go in there, and they would have their mask on, and it would be like this, right? Right. They had the mask on, and you would see that snot coming out of their nose, and you would, excuse me, sir, you're supposed to put the mask over your nose. That's how this works, all right, to protect everyone else, all right? Oh, gee. What are you, a psyop? Ah, you one of them Democrat? Oh, I can't wear that mask. I can't breathe. This is what they said. I can't breathe. All over the produce. I can't breathe if you make me wear that mask. You know, and you say, you know what, if you're going to crash out about that mask, fine, I'm getting out of here. I don't want nothing to do with that. But then we get these photos of you right there wearing the mask on the way to the rally, to the Stop the Steal rally. You see how we catch MAGA in their lies, ladies and gentlemen? All of a sudden, when it's time to be racist, right? Come on. Time to be racist. Time to be racist. What do? They get that mask, and all of a sudden that mask gets magical powers, and all of a sudden that mask can go from here, it goes, for some strange reason, when I'm racist, I can breathe through these masks. See, I caught you in a lie, MAGA. See what I'm saying? This is why I say I don't trust any of you. You're all a bunch of liars. All right, so these Trump supporters, they're on their way to Washington, D.C. We all see them. And when they get to Washington, D.C., you all remember, the pipe bomber, right? You all remember the pipe bomber? They say it's Marjorie Trader Green, right? Well, when they get to Washington, D.C., they received an update from from Lieutenant Marge. They received an update from her. You want to hear what Marjorie said to these traitors?
Everything. If we flood the Capitol building, flood all the government buildings, go inside. These are public buildings. We own them. We own these buildings. Do you understand that? We own the buildings and we pay all the people that work in the building. Finished with our meetings here at the White House this afternoon. We had a great planning session for our January 6th objection. We aren't going to let this election be stolen by Joe Biden and the Democrats.
Right! I'm waiting for her to actually implicate Nancy Pelosi into this. I still haven't found anything about Nancy Pelosi being behind this yet. All right? So we all remember what happens next, ladies and gentlemen. You all guessed it. There was a meeting in the White House, ladies and gentlemen, between Donald Trump's vice president. You know who he is? Mike Pence. Donald Trump moseys over to Pence and says, Pence, I got everything in motion. I got the fake elector scheme in motion, that perfect phone call. And I got my soldiers waiting for me at the ellipse. All I need you to do, Pence, is I need you to do what we talked about. I need you to not certify those votes for Joe Biden. Pence, can you do that? I'm the president of the United States. And he leaned into Pence. And Pence grew a little spine that day. And he said, Mr. President, unfortunately, that's a bridge too far. I won't be able to do that because that would require me to place you above the U.S. Constitution, a document that our founding fathers, the framers, they fought and bled for. Even to this day, Americans are losing their life trying to protect that sacred document. Mr. President, I will not be able to follow you down that path of criminality. And you know what Donald Trump did? He leaned in a little closer to Mike Pence. And his breath, it was smelling like cheeseburgers and Diet Coke. So you know this really happened, right? And he said, you know what your problem is, Pence? You're a little too honest, you Christian. That's what he said to him. Go read the indictment. Maybe not word for word, but something along those lines, right? I'll take care of this myself. So he goes to his security. Security! Take me to be with my soldiers that are waiting for me at the ellipse. Sir, those people are armed to the T. They got tactical gear. They got brass knuckles. They got stun things. They got things that are real harmful. And they actually got this new thing called demon spray. You know what demon spray is? It's when they spray you with this. This is what the MAGA has, demon spray. And it fills you up with that MAGA demon and makes you do anything Donald Trump said. They are armed with this nasty stuff. And Donald Trump says to them, you know what? I don't care. Take me to be around my soldiers because they're not bringing that stuff to harm me. So they took him to be around his soldiers at the ellipse. And we all recall what happened at the ellipse. Remember? Take a look. These are Trump supporters. This is not BLM. This is not Antifa. This is not the FBI. And when Donald Trump got to the ellipse, this is what he did.
Now it is up to Congress to confront this egregious assault on our democracy. And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down. We're going to walk down anyone you want, but I think right here, we're going to walk down to the Capitol. And we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. And we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them. Because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength and you have to be strong.
Yeah, remember that? That's what he said.
Hey, NBC News viewer.
That's what Donald Trump said to his soldiers before they decided to move on with the next phase. And you remember the next phase, right?
And we fight We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
You hear that?
So, let's have trial by combat.
You hear that, MAGA? Let's do that again.
And we fight. We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
So, let's have trial by combat.
These are all facts, ladies and gentlemen. These are all facts and for educational purposes only. Seriously. And with that violence being fueled that day by Donald Trump, there was a situation that took place with one of his soldiers. Do you all remember Ashley Babbitt? Do you all remember Ashley Babbitt, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it seems like Ashley Babbitt, she wanted to have trial by combat, and she wanted to fight like hell. And we got her on tape that day, ladies and gentlemen. Listen up to what Ashley Babbitt was saying that day.
District. Why don't you worry about your own goddamn district and the shit's going on there? You are a complete, I'm telling you right now, I'm putting all you on notice. Every single one of you politicians in California, Gavin Newsom, Jerry Brown, Maxine Waters, Duncan Hunter, what the hell is Kamala? Where is Kamala? Talking about ISIS like KKK. We got this migrant caravan. You know what? We have thousands of people on the other side of the border. You people can't get to work. Our economy is going to take an absolute tank because you guys refuse to choose America over your stupid political party. Capital and a mob. There's an estimated over 3 million people here today. So despite what the media tells you, boots on the ground definitely say something different. There is a sea of nothing but red, white, and blue. Patriots and Trump.
Wow, wow, wow. A sea of red, white, and blue patriots for Donald Trump. All right? And we all know what happened to Ashley Babbitt that day, right? Remember how she lost her life in the battlefield for Donald Trump? You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? That was the moment that was right before Ashley Babbitt lost her life in the battlefield for Donald J. Trump. She lost her life because she believed the big lie that the 2020 election was rigged and that it had been stolen from her, all right? And she followed Lieutenant Marjorie Taylor Greene's orders to go to the Capitol. And remember, she actually believed that Donald Trump would be right there with her. Remember when he said that? And what did Donald Trump do after Ashley Babbitt lost her life? This is what the Trump supporters don't want to tell you. But I'm going to tell you what he did.
Some information that stands out to me is that Donald Trump was passed a note after one of the rioters was shot in the Capitol and was made clear that this person had been shot, this woman had been shot in the chest. And the valet says that he offered no reaction upon learning that. He kept sitting in the chair watching the violence unfurl on TV.
A non-reaction at the death of Ashley Babbitt.
Wow. Some commander-in-chief, after one of his soldiers put their life on the line for him on January 6th, broke the law for this man. He had no words of condolence for her. This is some sick stuff. I've never seen anything this sick in my life outside of a movie. The mind control Donald Trump has over you is sickening. She wouldn't have been there had he simply conceded to Joe Biden. Hey, you won. I did a terrible job as president of the United States. I mismanaged the pandemic. It makes sense that you beat me. But he failed to do that because Donald Trump is self-centered. He's selfish and only cares about himself. He doesn't care about you. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves, MAGA. You really should be. You have a right to be angry, but let's ask yourself, why are you angry? Are you really angry at Zeus and the Democrats? No, you're angry because you've been lied to for years. Everything you believed about this man, you're starting to realize it's a lie. And I'm not going to let up. I'm going to help you make sure. I'm going to make sure every stone is unturned by the time this is all said and done. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about, we got another update. We got another update about one of Donald Trump's Confederate soldiers that lost their life or not lost their life, but has been brought to justice as it relates to the attack on the Capitol on January 6th. Quote, it's time to do, patriots. Flagpole wielding opportunists who posed behind Senator's desk on January 6th has pleaded that no quarters will be given. Two flagpole wielding men who got their pictures taken sitting at Senator's desk in the United States Capitol on January 6th have been convicted of crimes related to the insurrection. Joseph Irwin, 43 of Kentucky, and John Joseph Richter, 39 of Florida, were found guilty this week, prosecutors said in a news release. Irwin was convicted of obstruction of an official proceeding, trespassing with a deadly or dangerous weapon, disorderly conduct with a deadly or dangerous weapon, and picketing in a Capitol building. Richter was convicted of obstruction of an official proceeding, trespassing, disorderly conduct, and picketing in a Capitol building. The men are set to be sentenced on August 9th. In text messages, the men planned their trip to Washington, D.C. to obstruct the certification of the Electoral College vote during former President Donald Trump's Stop the Steal rally, according to a statement of facts. The stage has been set, Richter said. Are we going open militia or innocent/ready bystander? Irwin Richter asked. Well, I think we are going to be in a huge crowd, Richter responded. So we will have to be opportunists, most likely. They planned for the potential of violence at the Capitol, listing what they would bring: goggles, battery banks, full face respirators, and an all-black metal-pointed American flagpole. All black flag means no quarter will be given, Richter said in a message. It's time to do, patriot, S-H-I-T. It's gonna be wild, he added, according to prosecutors. Richter allegedly followed up with a video. Quote, do you feel it? He is heard saying on the video, according to court documents, the storm has arrived. January 6, 2021. Be there. It will be wild. It's time to do, patriot. S-H-I-T. Ready up. Irwin boasted his wooden stick as heavy as F, officials said. Poles in hand, the men marched on the Capitol that day up to the line of police officers. Go home, Irwin allegedly yelled at the police as he smashed his pole on the ground. At one point, he broke his pole into two pieces, prompting Richter to take his metal pole apart and hand Irwin the piece with the metal tip, official says. Banging their poles on the ground, the two allegedly entered the Capitol building at around 2:43 p.m., minutes after the parliamentarians' doors had been breached. When the men got to the Senate floor, Irwin allegedly screamed in his selfie video while banging his flagpole on the floor. This is ours, right here. This is our house. This is what the court do when the court take it. Don't give it back to them now. You see, ladies and gentlemen, these are Donald Trump's Confederate soldiers in action who have now been caught and brought to justice. You know what we got to do, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, join me in giving Joseph Irwin and John Richter what they deserve. A round of boos and shame. Let's give it to them, ladies and gentlemen. because they've not only have been arrested, but they have been sentenced, you know what we must do. Let's send them off the old-fashioned way.
I'd like to begin by addressing the heinous attack on the United States Capitol. Like all Americans, I am outraged by the violence, lawlessness, and mayhem. I immediately deployed the National Guard and federal law enforcement to secure the building and expel the intruders. America is and must always be a nation of law and order. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, you do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay.
You hear that, MAGA? You hear that? The same one that lied to you and lured you to Washington, D.C. is now on record saying to you, you don't even represent this country and you will pay. The same one that's making money off of you singing in a jail cell, you know, he calls you hostages. He's making money off of you. The same one that every day you wake up, you got a little email. You got mail. Who is it from? Donald Trump. What does he need? He needs your money. The same one that's running the largest circus ever known to mankind. This guy, the one you worship. Now you ask me, well, why do you say it's a circus, Zeus? Why do you say that? You know that's not true. Because look at him. Donald Trump does exactly what a clown does. Right? A clown wears makeup. Look, he does the same thing. Puts the makeup on himself, orange makeup. Don't I look so good? Melania, don't I look better than you? You know, this guy is sick. Clown puts on a wig. What does Donald Trump do? He puts that bird's nest right there, smack dab, right there on his head. All right? A clown, you know, got that little thing on its waist in the jumper suit. What does Donald Trump do? Puts on that nasty little diaper, puts on that same crumpled blue suit with the red tie, all right, and gets on his social media platform and starts giving you your daily marching orders. This is some sick stuff, ladies and gentlemen. You're right. You go, the rest of the world is laughing at us. You're darn right they're laughing at you. They're not laughing at Zeus or the rest of us that are actually aware of what's happening. They're laughing at you, Trump supporters. Because Donald Trump is running the largest circus the world has ever seen. He's the ringmaster of all ringmasters. Y'all are jumping through hoops for him we've never thought we would see you do. You're abandoning your religion for him. You're drinking the Kool-Aid for him. You're giving him everything you got. And you really believe that he's innocent. You believe it more than his wife does, MAGA. Y'all are something else, I tell you. It is funny on the outside looking in, especially, you know, when you're like, really? But at the same time, it's very serious. It's sick that you get out here and defend this man knowing he's guilty. It's sick that when I ask you, do you know about E.J. and Carroll case? Oh, I've never heard about that. Do you know about the classified documents case? No, I've never heard about that, Zeus. Do you know about what happened in Georgia, you know, with Fonnie? I've never heard about it, Zeus. Do you think Fonnie Willis should be taken off the case? Absolutely. I know everything about her and Nathan Wade. Oh, really? You think President Biden should be? Absolutely, Biden should be impeached. He's guilty. He took money. So you know everything about President Biden and Fonnie Willis and Alvin Bragg and Letitia James and Jack Smith, but you haven't heard a clue. You don't got a clue about this ringmaster. Ladies and gentlemen, these folks are some sick folks, all right? That concludes my monologue. It's time to open up those boxes, ladies and gentlemen, and hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box and tell the truth. You know the rules. You got 3 minutes to get up here and actually speak your piece, all right? You know, but if you get up here and you start spreading lies and misinformation, I'm going to definitely ask you to, okay, because what we do is send people down a nasty, dangerous path of misinformation because a lot of people don't know how to think clearly is what I'm realizing. A lot of people actually take what Donald Trump says seriously. They don't even question what he says to them. They don't get their information by doing research. They get their information straight from Donald Trump. I mean, you should hear. I don't even have to have the debates with these people. I go into other people who actually debate Trump supporters. I wouldn't even call it debating MAGA at this point. It's really just a situation where you're allowing MAGA to show you how uninformed they are, how brainwashed they are. And when you hear some of the rhetoric that these Trump supporters speak still to this day, it's alarming. It's alarming. They literally repeat every single thing Donald Trump says when he comes outside of that courtroom, everything he says on Truth Social. You know, I seen a picture yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, of Snuggles posting a video of someone on CNN that he agreed with. And I said, you see how that works? These same liars will get out here on TikTok and say, I don't watch CNN. I don't watch none of that. But then they'll post a video of themselves watching CNN. These are some of the lowest of lows people, ladies and gentlemen. These are some of the scum of the earth. They continue to lie and commit crimes on behalf of Donald Trump because they don't have anything going for themselves. All right. And what we're going to do is make sure we call them out when we see it. So let's bring up our first panelist, ladies and gentlemen. Who do we got? The new panelist. Good morning, Harry. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Zeus.
Hey, good morning. This is our first time doing business, correct?
No, actually, it's the second time, I think.
Oh, okay. Are you a Trump supporter? I don't know if I'm
No,
following.
no,
Oh, okay, because I'm
I'm
not.
with Biden. I'm diabetic, so I just wanted to tell these people everything you're saying is 100% true. Because I'm a diabetic, I have to buy insulin, and I
Oh,
used to buy insulin at a very expensive price.
oh.
Now it's gone down because Biden did it.
Thank you. Let me ask you something. What part of the country are you calling from?
I'm in Massachusetts.
Okay, okay. So you're in Massachusetts. I'm just trying to make sure I keep up with this.
I'm
So could you?
Hispanic.
Oh, you're Hispanic. Oh,
Yes, I
wow.
am, sir.
Wow.
The
Oh,
name
wow.
threw you off.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm not following you, so I'm gonna go ahead and follow you. Maybe when you came up last, I had reached the maximum number of people that I
Yeah,
could
probably.
follow. But I'm following you now. So you said insulin. How much was insulin during Trump's presidency? If you don't mind sharing that with us.
I think I'm not 100% sure because it's not the,
Just
you
give
know
us
what
a
I'm saying.
ballpark
A
figure. Just
ballpark about $1.50, $1.60.
it was a buck
Eh,
50 while
A buck
Trump was
60.
president.
Yep,
Okay, and what is it now?
it is $35.
Oh, so you went from 150 to $35.
Thanks to Biden.
Congratulations. And so that's actually translating into more money in your pocket, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and so with that being said, have you actually shared this information out with your family and your friends? And have any of them been, Trump supporters? I'm curious about what they say to you when you tell them that kind of great news.
Oh, I know how you're gonna remember me. I'm the one that told you about that my girlfriend was a Trump supporter and I switched her over. I don't know if you remember that.
I don't remember, but goodness gracious, you know what? You deserve a round of applause. How did you switch her over?
Man, just listening to you guys, putting you guys on my big speaker, she heard it herself. I mean, she could put one and one together and watch TV herself. Because I
Yeah,
watch all the good news.
yeah.
Like, I don't play. I listen to you guys and I watch what you guys tell me to
Thank
watch.
you. Thank
Because
you. And you
because
do your
this
own and you do your own research, right? You don't just take our word for it, because that's the other side of this, right?
yeah, I got a tablet right here, guy.
Thank
Right
you.
here in my right hand. I got
Thank
my
you.
little phone right in front of me, so if I
Thank
need to
you.
look something up, I will.
Thank you. And that's how you're supposed to do it. All right. You're supposed to be an independent, free thinking individual. You're not just supposed to be going around here taking people, taking their word for it. All right. And that's what I appreciate about the information you're sharing out with us. And so now that what was the moment you think that your partner decided, you know what, it's time to leave this MAGA train where it's at and move forward with President Biden? What was the moment in your estimation?
I think it was the abuse. You seen him abusing women. Or
Mm.
I don't understand. I never seen this before from the president. Like he's supposed to be we're supposed to look. Our kids are supposed to look up to this guy.
Yeah.
Like they want to be him.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be Trump. Are you crazy? Who wants to be in jail 24/7?
Not me.
Because that's what he deserves is jail,
Yeah.
prison.
Yeah, that's interesting, and it's a valid question. Who still wants to be Donald Trump? Does anyone out there still want to be Donald Trump? Raise your hand if you want to be Donald Trump. I'm listen, Harry. I'm looking and I'm trying to see. Is there anybody out there that wants to still be Donald Trump? I would love to hear from you. You know what's so funny? I'm not getting any yeses.
I'm not getting none either over here.
I'm not getting any yeses. Wow.
This
TJ,
is
cut it out.
another thing. Can I say something else, Zeus,
Yes.
if you don't mind?
Yes, go
What's
for
up
it.
with these Latinos and blacks voting for Trump? Is this like something out of this world? Are we in space or something? Are we in a different dimension? These guys are nuts.
Yeah.
You're Latin, bro. Wake up. Smell the coffee.
Yeah.
You're black. Like seriously, look at my daughter did the what do you that blood that they check your
The
blood?
DNA test.
Yeah, my dog. Guess what I got in my system?
What you got?
I'm from the Congos of Africa.
Yep. I told you a lot of people don't know they got black in them. That's the funny part, right?
I'm from the Congos of Africa. So when I hear somebody say the N word or this and that shit pisses me off real bad.
Yeah. I mean, it shows their ignorance, right? A lot of people have no idea about their history. They have no idea about how close they are to actually Africa, right? And this is what makes it even more bizarre. That's why I say a lot of people really could benefit if they actually sat their special behinds down and listened to this special broadcast. Now, before you go, what is your word to the Latins for Trump out here? What word would you like to say to them, if you don't mind? Give them some hope. Give them some advice, please.
Please think about your families. Think about your grandchildren and their future grandchildren. Think about them if you don't care about yourself. Like the all the insulin, the medical, all that shit's gonna be.
Well, keep it clean.
No
Now you
more
gotta keep it
freebies.
clean,
No,
Harry. You gotta
sorry.
You gotta keep
No
it
more
clean.
freebies.
Where am I
Nothing
growling at?
free.
Okay, no more
So,
freebies.
no,
All right.
no more food stamps. No, nothing. If you vote for Trump, you gotta vote blue for Biden.
Yeah.
Let's keep us alive. Come on, guys. This
Yeah.
is a world power. We are on the big stage here in front
Right.
of the world.
Right.
All right, Zeus. God bless you, brother.
All right. God bless you too, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give Harry a round of applause. No lies detected, ladies and gentlemen. No lies detected. Oh my goodness. Thank you, brother Harry. All right. Let's move it along. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Who do we got next? All right. Who do we got next? All right. Who is this? Greetings. How are you doing?
Where we're at.
Where we're at. Okay. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good. Good morning, Zeus. Good morning.
Good morning. We've done business before?
We have.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure.
On one of my other accounts.
Okay. I wasn't following this one. Now I'm following it. All right. What do you got for us? All right.
I saw a comment in the comments that Trump is a nice man. And
oh, where did you go? Are you still there? Where we're at?
I got a call there. I got a call.
Oh, okay.
I saw a comment that Trump was a nice person, and I'm just wondering, if you're nice, how do you leave, Scotland without water like he did, or Wisconsin? He had all those people move out of their homes to build something that failed, that Biden just bailed out, or dividing the country. And I was watching something the other day, and the two women that ended up having to move because they were threatened so bad by Trump supporters and stuff over the voting stuff.
Oh, in Georgia.
Yes.
Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss, I believe.
Yeah, I just don't see how, when you put all that together, someone could vote for him. It just he has a history of decades and decades and decades of putting people out on the street, putting people down, people losing everything. everything that they have for his own selfish gains. He doesn't care about anybody
Harry,
and
thank you.
himself.
Thank you. Yes,
I
yes.
don't know.
Where we're at, let me ask you a question. I was talking to some MAGA demons the other day, and one of them said they believe Donald Trump does respect women. What is your assessment based on what you know? Do you think Donald Trump has respect for women?
Absolutely not. And that's why I didn't vote for Donald Trump in 2016, because everything I had seen was him talking badly and the way he talked, on different talk shows and things like that.
Right.
I looked at him as like just abusive towards women verbally and disrespectful in my mind. I kind of thought it was more of like a joke. And then as I got to know more stuff about him, and especially what I've gotten to learn in the last 8 months, I I mean, I'm shocked that anybody would even think of putting him. He conceded to the election at first, and then when he started having Rudy Giuliani in his ear about how he could push and push it, then that's when but he knew he lost.
Yep.
He knew he lost the election, and he knows he's going to lose this election.
Yep.
That's why they're paying people to go to these rallies to make him look like he's much bigger than he is.
Oh, so you're saying that those aren't really Trump supporters at his rally? These are actors. These are crisis
No,
actors.
there were some, but there were a bunch that were paid $100 to go in for 90 minutes. You saw the last rally in New Jersey, how a bunch of them in the middle just left after a short time.
I did see that, and they said there was over 100,000 people there.
Well, yeah, and there were pictures up that actually turned out to be, I believe, a Rod Stewart concert.
Oh, so you're saying he lied once again about his crowd size and was once again caught inflating the value.
Somebody lied. There was a post on TikTok that was actually a Rod Stewart concert. It was Copacabana. It wasn't even the same beach.
Wow.
They don't have hills. They don't have hills at that beach out there.
Yeah. I did see that. And it just goes to show you how much of a liar Donald Trump and his supporters really are. They know he's lying. They know no one's going to those events. They're dry and they're boring, and no one wants to be around a criminal like him. All right?
Absolutely. All right, Zeus. Well, you have a good day. I don't know. I just saw that lady made a comment. He's a nice person, and where? I'm not seeing where.
I don't see.
Even his own children say that he didn't spend time. They had to follow him around to different work sites and stuff to even visit with him. I'm surprised. And I kind of wonder these days where Ivanka is. Where is she? Where's his daughter been? I think she's got to be embarrassed at this point. I would be if I was his daughter.
I would too. I would stay the heck away from him because he's probably one more indictment away from another investigation or another jail sentence. You know what I mean, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, listen, where we're at, I appreciate you having the courage to come up here and tell the truth and shame the devil. I really do. All right.
All right, Zeus. I enjoy your show. You have a great day.
All right, you too, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give a round of applause to the beautiful where. No lies detected. I'm not gonna stop asking for it. If you have dirt on Joe Biden, I would love to have a conversation with you. All right. So anyone out there, you got dirt on Joe Biden, please, by all means, bring up the dirt, because what I don't want to do is just go and look like Donald Trump is the only criminal out there, right? And so I'm hunting for that information. If you got it, please bring it. All righty then. Let's bring up our next panelist. All right. Who do we have? Who is this right here? Good morning. Who is this? Queen Ager.
Hello, my love.
Hello.
How are you?
Who is this?
This is Queen Ager
Have we
from
done
New York City.
Have we done business before?
We haven't.
Oh, well then I gotta ask you. Have I asked you the questions before? I gotta ask you the questions, all right? So I know where you stand. Sorry if I don't recognize you, all right? But I gotta ask, all right? First question. Do you believe the 2020 election was rigged?
I do not.
Okay. Next question. Who would you say is responsible for the attack on the Capitol on January 6th?
Absolutely 100% Donald Trump.
All right. All right. All right. I'm lowering my defenses a little more. Last question. Do you believe Joe Biden is guilty of any crimes?
I do not.
Let's go. You know, you got to be careful sometimes. People come up here and say, I love you, and Alice, because, you know, you never know. But I sense your heart is in the right
No.
place. All right? Queen
I'm
Agent.
a New Yorker, Zeus. I'm a New
Okay.
Yorker. I grew up,
Okay.
born and raised here. He's a
Ah.
dirtbag.
He speak on it. Speak on it. Speak on it. All right. Well, let's get
You know,
straight into it.
the other woman who said that another woman said he was a nice man.
Yeah.
This is a man who laughed at his crying mother at the dinner table while the father was verbally abusing her. This is a man who allowed his mistress to get to his wife on a ski slope and embarrass her and humiliate her,
Really?
saying that we're in love and we're going to be together, to the wife of and mother of his 3 children.
Say it isn't so.
You know,
But
it
this
is
is the
just
Christian. He's a Christian.
he has never stepped foot in a church. He went to Madison Square Garden once, I believe, to see Norman Vincent Peale when he was about 9 years old. He's never prayed. He's not religious. They say he's a germaphobe, but yet he mushrooms everyone without a raincoat.
Ooh, I like how you put that.
You know,
Dang.
he told Stormy, you remind me of my daughter, before he mushroomed her.
That's some
All right.
disgusting stuff.
It is so disgusting. He sees a 10-year-old and says, in 10 years, I'm going to date her. He's disgusting. He's just a bottom feeder. Never mind the contractors that lost businesses, the unions that aren't supporting him. For me, it was the morning of 9/11. It's very personal to me
Okay.
because my brother fortunately overslept and missed his train that day.
Oh.
Otherwise, he would have been on the 82nd floor in the South Tower.
Wow. Talk
So
about.
I'm very grateful. And to hear Donald Trump on the radio on a phone interview say, my building was the tallest, then they built the towers, and I guess now that my building's the tallest again, minutes after those towers fell. That to me is the lowest of low. Never mind all the things he's done during his presidency with, we're going to have health care in 2 weeks. We're going to have infrastructure in 2 weeks. It's the easiest thing for me to do. I am the best. We all know he's a malignant narcissist. We all
Wow.
know that,
Right.
and he's pathological. He is just, everything he touches turns to crap. I
Yeah.
think of Rudy Giuliani, who was our hero, America's mayor, as now so desperate he's selling coffee. He is selling coffee. Look it up. I posted it. He's
Wow.
selling coffee, this poor.
Wow. You know, it's like he was on top of the world, and now he's crawling from a
He's
pit.
crawling. And you know the thing, they say, oh, real men wear diapers. Well, no, real men don't. Real men don't cheat, and real men do not follow men that do. Real men do not follow men that wear diapers and cheat and lie.
I completely agree with you.
Real men do not do that.
Can I ask you a question though? Do you do
Sure.
you do you have any interaction with Trump supporters outside of the internet?
I
You know, like
do. I
relatives,
do.
right? Relatives, all right.
I do.
Um,
My brother's MAGA in Florida,
wow. Why do you
and
think
my
it's
brother is on disability retired from the police department, and yeah, and I think to myself, are you kidding? Because those programs will all be snatched away from you all.
Wow. You know, that's have you ever do you think you've ever had a serious conversation with your brother about why he supports Trump, or do you think he's just kind of been uh I would say disingenuous about talking about it, right? Because my thing is, I want to know what you think is the reason that he continues to support Donald Trump despite all of this information that's out there.
I think they double down just like Trump does. They
Mm,
say the lie so much that they have to believe it. Otherwise, they would be so humiliated by their behavior.
mm,
They would be so humiliated, and Trump cannot handle being humiliated.
mm.
That his brother dumped a bowl of mashed potatoes on his head. We've all heard that
I heard about
story.
that one. Yeah, I did. I
And
heard
that
it.
humiliated him so terribly. And is that my time's up?
Yes, yeah, but please finish your thought. All right,
All
you've
right.
done. I
Um,
appreciate your insight. All right, I mean because
I
a
won't
lot of
take
these.
any more of your time, and I'm repeating what everybody else repeats. But listen, from a New Yorker, um, those towers fell, and that man was bragging about his building being the tallest. It's
Hmm.
just disgusting. It's just disgusting.
Oh, look at
That's my
that.
coworker
Oh,
yelling out.
well,
It's
tell your
disgusting.
coworker thank you for adding emphasis to it. All right, we really do
Yes.
appreciate that. It was disgusting, and it just shows you how un-American and how selfish this knucklehead is.
He knew that he had to be an unaliver, use the K word.
Mm,
His father would humiliate the poor brother that died from alcoholism. And, he saw his father's glimmer in the eye that
mm.
you had to be ruthless. And that's how it started. And we all know, certainly,
Yeah.
his hatred for Barack Obama. He hired an Obama lookalike to come to the office and scream at him, "You're fired." He
Yep.
did you ever
Racist.
hear that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I heard
so
about that, and
racist. Yeah,
you know that Steele dossier, which I still believe is pretty credible. He's
yeah,
obsessed
it's
with
just
Barack Obama. Just a
he's
nasty
obsessed with
individual.
that he's obsessed with one of the best presidents that this country has ever had. The light, the wonderfulness of that beautiful family and Michelle. I
Thank
I
you.
could go on, but
Thank
I'll
you.
go.
Listen. All right. All right. Well, listen, Queen
I am
Ager, I
obsessed.
appreciate.
Someone said I am obsessed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, darling.
don't let them dissuade you. Keep on bringing the truth, and you're
Oh,
always welcome to come
I'm going
back.
to listen
All right, and
to
then.
these people. I'm going to listen to these people. Thank you, darling.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Queen Ager. No
Thank you,
lies
darling.
detected. I mean, this is why we do these shows, ladies and gentlemen, because what we got to do is continue to get the truth out there so that people all over this country understand who MAGA is, all right, and why we need to help them get out of this country, all right? Because if you want to make America great again, I firmly believe it starts with the mass deportation. I'm calling on the mass deportation of all Trump supporters. I really am, all right? Because that's the real issue in this country. We got these Trump supporters. Mickey Pete, thank you so much for the subscription, all right? David S., I saw that comment in the chat. Won't you come up here and explain your position, David? You said liberals are the worst people. David, won't you come up here and put a little meat on that bone, champ, all right? Because all I'm seeing is you're in the comments saying words. Do you got any evidence, David? Do you got any evidence, David, to back up any of those claims? Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we got another Trump supporter spamming my chat. No. Oh, there he said, look at him being, you'll mute me and be nasty. Nope, come on up here, David. You don't know what I'll do. All right, if you contain that MAGA demon, you should have no problem doing what I need you to do in this live. Come on up here and express how you really feel, David. All right, because when people say things like that, I'm not just one of these people that just go, "Oh, well, David said it, so it's good." No, I want to actually let's walk this dog, David. Let's have this conversation. And remember, David, there might be other people out there that actually agree with you. Why keep it all to yourself, David? Unless you know deep down in your heart, David, it's a lie. It's a lie. David, I'm going to give you what you deserve. Since, ladies and gentlemen, we'll give poor David one more chance. David, I'm going to send you one more request before I send you to the pits of hell. Come on up here, David. Don't act like all of a sudden you have standards, David. You support Donald Trump. You have no standards. Knock it off. Ladies and gentlemen, because David is a terrified little chicken, we're going to leave him in the comment section where he belongs, all right? And this one's for you, David. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give him what he deserves. A round of, you guessed it, booze and shame. You know, these Trump supporters, they promise up and down that they are victims, all right? But they're not victims. I see you, Miss Boss Diva, all right? I hope you can get up here after Shay. I know your schedule is limited, all right? Good morning, Shay.
Hey, good morning.
All right, this is your backup account. I take it that we didn't win our appeal, and
Nope. Yeah, it was worth losing it till the 22nd. Trust.
I understand.
Yep.
You were doing a good thing. What I saw, what you were doing, I picked up on it, and all I can say is, keep on fighting the good fight. All right, we're going to continue to pray.
Yeah.
We're going to continue to pray for those who continue to plot evil on us, despite the fact that they are the ones that are really evil. Ooh, beautiful. Beautiful. All right, well, what do you got?
I just, first of all, did y'all hear that the Dow reached $40,000 for 40,000 first time in history? 40,000. Go, Biden!
Yes!
Economics is working, baby.
Conservative D and retribution. I would love to hear your feedback on that. All right, get the notes out, get the hate out. Tell us how you feel about that stock market. All right. Sorry, Shay.
Yeah. So inflation is starting to cool. The economic growth is happening. 40,000 in the stock market. It's doing amazing. Thank God. Such good leadership. Yeah. It's gonna happen. Hopefully we can get some of the capitalists to start lowering some of their prices down. I think more attention to them as to why it's happening, I think is important. So,
yeah. Wow.
But I think that's really great. But yes, I did lose my account battling with so-and-so, and everybody knows that. She was very upset at our live yesterday.
Well, all we're doing is exercising our First Amendment rights. I don't get why these people.
100%. And that's the thing. You didn't ask any of us to get up here. Normally we come up and talk politics and all of that, but many of us watched what went down and what happened to you. So we got up and gave you our support. And
thank you.
As much as they would do it for any of their friends and anybody that they stand with, it's our First Amendment exactly attacking. So it's silly that, that they can't, and I understand that had to be hard for her and them and anybody to listen to, because it's not fun.
Well, why are they in my space after they said such nasty things? Zeus, I'm afraid of you. I'm terrified of you. This is what they said about me. I said, wow, I take those kind of statements very seriously, because that's serious business. And then they come back into my life. It just totally doesn't make sense. And I don't even know. I don't even know how they're in here still. A lot of them said they've blocked me.
Right. And then if you're so full of lies and it's comical and it's all and threatening and all of that, then why are they listening? They literally go to your YouTube and listen.
Oh my God.
That's what I've understood. They literally go to your YouTube so that they can listen to it.
Oh my God. These people are. I don't get it. I don't get it, to be quite honest.
I mean, it's just an obsession with them. And that's what, but they don't, their lives, and I'm going to stop going into a particular live because my beautiful friend Wakandan Songbird absolutely made a good point. I said, listen, their lives are nothing. So if we go in there, we're the ones bringing the numbers in there. And she's 100% correct. because there's normally like 30, 40, 50 people in there
Yep.
at a time. And the
Yeah.
only time more numbers come in, like I remember when RTP came in, it was like, and things
Yeah.
like that. And it's true. If we stay away, they can't,
someone
you're
will-
not going to have any attention. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm going to do moving forward.
Yeah.
West
There's some other people on the right that I don't, that are a lot nicer.
Oh,
But
yeah.
when those individuals, they know who they are, I'm going the opposite way. I can't do it.
Me
My
too.
brain hurts. All right, seriously, and it's not because they're good. It's not because they're great at debating. It's because these are some terrible individuals. Seriously.
No, for sure not. My gosh. I mean, God bless them, but no. So that's it. But anyway, so just wanted to bring that attention about the stock market. Things are going well, and yeah, I'm excited for the debates. Anybody want to take a bet that Donald Trump won't show up at the debates? Anybody?
We bet over here. We bet. We can bet $1, right?
I'll bet $1 he's not showing up to either debate, and he'll complain it was because he thinks it's rigged or against him or whatever, right?
Okay. Oh, conservative said he's willing to take the $1. All right, conservative. All right.
You got it, conservative.
You got it, conservative.
Got it.
All right. I guarantee
He's
you.
not going to show up.
He said he'll show up and win.
Oh. I hope he shows up so his aphasia really shows, where he slurs his words and mixes people up like Jimmy Carter to Jimmy Connors. I mean, Nancy Pelosi, Nikki Haley, the fact that he ran against Barack Obama in 2016. Like, I am just like so ready for it. I hope he shows up. I'm willing to give you $2 for that.
Right. I mean, what part of his record will Trump actually be able to defend? Okay. Conservative, seriously.
He didn't get a wall built, didn't do infrastructure, didn't get rid of Obamacare and replace it. I mean, what did he do that he promised he would do? Anything? And that's what Biden's just going to hold him. I got your infrastructure done. We're building the wall. We're securing. We're trying to get a border bill done. We're doing all this. I got Mexico giving $1 billion.
Tell him
for border security. Like, he's just been like,
yeah.
This is how it's done. All right, I heard my bell. Love you guys, but yeah, it's all worth it. I'll be on this till the 22nd.
All right. Well, consider it a great badge of courage. All right, you know how we do. All right.
Absolutely, it was all worth it.
Thank you. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful Shay a round of applause. No lie detector. Yeah. Donald Trump's record alone. Biden doesn't even have to say anything. All we're going to start off with is crowd size. Day one, put a sign up, crowd size, and watch Donald Trump just melt down. All right, and it'll be downhill from there on out. Good morning, Miss Boss Diva. How are you doing? Hey, how's it going?
H.
Yes.
So,
it is I.
You know what? Gavin Newsom visited the Vatican, right?
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
And because he about that climate change, making sure that we try to save the planet. It's Gavin Newsom 2028 on the under, but
on the under. Let's go.
Yeah, he's building up toward that. You already know.
Yes.
But he used that opportunity to blast Trump on the world stage of the open corruption that he's, partaking in. You know what I mean? Because I don't know if you ran across that story where Donald Trump had openly asked for like $1 billion.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so, that's what Gavin Newsom had called out. He was like, he openly asked them for $1 billion to roll back the environment progress of the Biden administration. Environmental progress that we've made over the course of the last half century.
Wow.
Right? And then then Newsom said open corruption. $1 billion to pollute our states, to pollute our country, and to pollute this planet and roll back progress. You know what I mean? I mean,
he ain't gonna be here. He ain't gonna be here in a couple years, so to hell with it, right? That's his attitude.
Exactly. He don't care how the planet, if it turns upside down. You know what I mean? He'll be burning in hell. You know what I mean? So he don't care. But he openly did ask for it. He said, y'all, give me $1 billion and I'll make sure that, You don't got to worry about no regulations.
This is crazy.
I mean, he is like openly. This is no longer a dog whistle.
All right.
Okay.
Yes.
None of that. He's just saying all of it out loud. There's no quiet parts.
Nope.
None. Right.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, doesn't that speak volumes to his character? I mean,
it really does. Like, he don't give a flying whatchamajigget, okay?
Yeah.
About art, not the country. He don't care about the earth. He don't care about the planet.
Nope.
He don't care about nobody in this world. Literally, not just figuratively.
Yeah.
Literally, nobody else in this world.
Ray, she's not lying, Ray. You need to sit your special behind down and listen to this special broadcast, Ray.
Yeah, sit your special behind down and shut your special behind up.
Boom!
And, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't learn nothing when you run in your mouth.
Tell them, Boss Diva.
Your gums. It makes no sense. Shut up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you straight up, shut up. I don't care. You know what I mean?
See, that's what happens when you have diarrhea of the jaw, Ray. That's what happens.
Yeah, don't take me there, Ray, because I will drag you, Ray. Trust me, Ray. You don't want none, Ray. I got all the smoke for you, Ray. Don't play with me, Ray. I'll run your ass off this internet, Ray. But anyway, so
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty, interesting to bring up this morning because not only is Gavin Newsom working for our state, Zeus, but he has a bigger vision for everyone. And not only that, okay, so now that he's made this visit to the Vatican, he's also going to hold a summit in Southern California regarding the same, climate change awareness and, prevention and, all these different chemicals and things like that. Like, he really wants to put regulations on it as it should be.
Amen.
Because I don't know about you, but, we need cleaner air.
Oh, yes, I'm big on that. I think it's time we really start taking this climate change thing seriously, especially when you see all of these events unfolding in the world. These disasters especially, it's clear. It's very clear that we need to start taking this very serious. And for him to actually go as far as to say for $1 billion, I'll let you destroy this planet is sick.
Sick and twisted, Zeus. I was like, this man here. And as far as the debate, well, hopefully Dark Brandon comes out. We don't need Joe Biden. We need Dark Brandon to mop the floor with him and just run down his long scroll list of accomplishments.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And just drag him with that. He doesn't have to take no pot shots. He don't have to be petty in that regard. He could just be petty with his record. That's all. That's all the pettiness he needs. And the fact that Trump doesn't have an audience to clap and roar and make cat sounds or whatever is going to be absolutely wonderful to watch.
Yep.
And then the muting of the mic. Oh, that's chef's kiss.
Yeah. I want to please mute him when he's not talking and watch him have a meltdown. That's what I'm going. Yeah, we're gonna watch him have that meltdown, that MAGA meltdown.
Exactly. He gonna have one anyway though because he can't contain himself.
Yeah,
he is saturated with the MAGA demon. He is the MAGA demon.
Yeah, and hopefully the conviction will already be in place. I don't know if he'll be able to debate on the second time. He might be in jail. In September. He might be in jail by
September.
September.
Prison jumpsuit on. The first debate, the second debate, and he actually wanted a third debate. But Biden was like, no, we're not doing it on no Fox News. No, it's not happening. So yeah. That's why there's only two right now.
Yeah.
But anyway, I heard my bell, Zeus. I love you. Thank you for having me.
Love you too. Sweetheart. All right, you're welcome.
Out in these streets. Oh,
all right.
You know what? I actually, right before I go, 10 seconds. You know what? I am glad that they really showed they behinds with you, Zeus. Hopefully, those chicks, you will never ever see them again, talk to them again, hear them again, or anything. I want you to stay the hell away from them at any and every cost. Okay, I want to put it out there because they shady and they shiesty. And that's all I'm going to say on that.
Yeah. I plan on avoiding them like the plague. All right. But here's the thing.
Just
Here's the
promise
thing,
me
though.
that personally.
I know exactly how they get down, and they're still stalking Zeus. I know that these folks are some miserable individuals.
Yeah, you know how we can flip it around on them, though.
Hey, listen,
Boomerang effect, right?
Yeah. That's why I'm gonna keep hurting them with the facts. That's all I'm gonna do. Keep getting the truth out there and let them suffer. That's all I can do. All right. That's the best I can do for them.
Zeus.
But thank you for
baby.
looking
But
out.
I love you. I'm out of here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to the beautiful Miss Boss Diva, my partner in crime. No lies detected. Yeah, they definitely are obsessed with Zeus. All right, and I understand why. All right, because I'm one of them I'm one of these lovable type of individuals, and they know it. Good morning, Takesha. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. Just another day in the kingdom, tending to the affairs.
You know what tickles me?
What's that?
These TikTok tappers in the comments.
What is they doing? What are
You know,
doing?
they got everything to say in the comments. They see you in person. They'll avoid you like a musty person on a bus. Just stop being TikTok tappers. Just stop it.
Yeah.
Y'all talk. They make more noise than an empty wagon in the comments. You ask them to come up, they won't even come up.
Yeah.
But they keep talking, and nobody is afraid of your words. Let it go.
Yeah.
You got one man in there talking about, tell Boss Diva to say Illinois. Ask this woman, can she say Illinois? Shut up.
Bingo.
Just shut up.
Yeah.
Please shut up. And I hate to tell grown people to shut up, but shut your pie hole, man.
Yes. Yeah.
Does that sound better? Shut your pie hole, man.
Lord have mercy.
Anyway,
yes.
I came up, Zeus, because I saw a comment that said, God has Trump's back.
Oh, no.
And I thought of the scripture that says, God has no respect of person.
Go ahead, talk
Which
on it.
means he don't care about one more than the other. So if he has Trump's back, he's got Biden's back as well.
Amen.
But for the simple fact that you put Lil G God, maybe Lil G God does have Trump back. Because Big G God has Biden's.
Amen. Tell him, Takesha.
You know, I'm appalled at the people that claim to know the Lord, but doesn't know the Lord's words, doesn't know the Lord's attributes, doesn't even know the Lord's works. Because they making it along as they go.
Right.
Shut your pie hole, man.
Tell him, Takesha.
Shut your pie hole, buddy. Enough is enough.
Enough is enough, David.
The Lord don't even
liar.
know Trump. In that great day,
yeah,
he's going to be one of the ones where he said, depart from me, you worker of iniquity.
Right.
I never knew you. That's what he going to say to Trump. And then he going to cast him on to the lake of fire. And y'all going to be holding on to that little blue suit going right with him.
Yep.
Because you've idolized this man. And the first commandment is thou shalt have no other God before me.
Facts.
You little Antichrist followers. So anyway, Zeus, I just had to come up and say that. Because that kind of peed me off. I'm like, do they know the word?
No, they
don't. The Lord says God has no respect of person. So just like he got Donald Trump, he got Biden too.
Yep.
And let it go, people. Learn the word and stop trying to make the Bible what you want it to be.
Yeah.
For Donald Trump. If he was really saved, he would know that the Bible, in Revelation, the last of Revelation said, do not add anything or take anything away from this prophecy. And he done added the Bill of Rights and the Constitution to a Bible.
Yeah.
You should know that's of the devil right there.
Tell them, Takesha.
Yeah, they need to know it, Zeus. They want to be religious. I got some lessons for them. I'm a whole Bible study. Later on, y'all come to Bible study so you'll know the word, because your pastor evidently ain't talking about nothing but Trump in the election. Come on, get some real word from me.
Amen. Get him, Takesha.
I done got him, Zeus. I done got him.
Yeah. See, ain't no excuse. Ain't gonna be no stone left unturned, MAGA.
Absolutely.
Before you get to hell, all right? Because you're on your way there. And God gonna say, didn't Takesha come to Zeus's live?
And try to give you the word. And
Yeah.
she ended up having to shake the dust off her feet and move on because you didn't want it.
Yep. Go ahead, bow the knee and get on that Trump train and go straight to the devil.
Absolutely, Zeus. And take them all and throw them in a lake of fire. And they're going to be burning worse than they was when Trump slept with a porn star with no condom. Bye, Zeus.
I see what you did when you did what you did, Takesha. Thank you. Let that be a warning to all of you Trump supporters. Hell will be your portion, David. See, I noticed you didn't come up here when I invited you. Come on up here and let's have that conversation, David. All right? Speak truth to those lies and see how that works for you, David. You ought to change your name to Lion David. That sounds better. Traitorous David, maybe even that one, all right? Seriously, because we already know. There's nothing in you. All right, good morning, my good friend Nutty Professor.
It's getting a little itchy in here.
Oh, it is? Itchy?
Nothing. Takesha just... I just can't after Takesha. Takesha's just the GOAT. She's the GOAT. I love her.
Yes,
so,
yes.
Listen, Zeus.
Yes.
Mission accomplished.
What's that?
So the Russian bears, so about a month ago, I was in that live and she saw my name in there. She's like, "Oh, Nutty, I miss you," which I knew that was a lie, right? So
wow.
Last night I went seeking for her. So I'm like, since she misses me, I'm gonna give her some of all of this chocolate because we know she's got jungle fever, right?
Yeah.
So I said her name 3 times.
Oh.
And poof, she appeared.
Oh.
She appeared in the box.
Oh.
And then she wanted to play the resident victim that she always plays. And we just weren't having it. And then when I heard what her little minion friend Stacy there said about our mutual attacking, that really pissed me off, Bruce.
Why?
Because they couldn't understand how saying that she's afraid of her life is in danger because of what attacking said, which attacking didn't say anything wrong. He just talked about their hypocrisy,
right,
of supporting a SAer in chief. She equated that, holding alive about that, to saying that Donald Trump hasn't done anything that bad. And I'm like, I'm confused. Like, attacking is not on trial. Attacking doesn't have indictments.
Right.
Attacking hasn't been found liable for SAing women.
Right.
And we all know attacking is attacking. That's in his name. He's going to attack the ignorance. That's his literal name, attacking the ignorance.
Right.
That's his literal name.
Right.
We all know him, and we all know that he is a decent human being.
Right.
So, but anyway, I don't want to talk about them. So I want to talk about your buddies, James Comer and Jim Jordan.
Oh, Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to really call them the Brain, but yeah, those two characters.
Yeah.
So you know their respective committees that they're chairing. They're now trying to hold Merrick Garland in contempt of Congress.
Oh, really?
They're trying to hold the Attorney General in contempt of Congress.
Why?
Because now the president has gotten involved. And this is the first time the president has gotten involved with anything DOJ affiliated.
Right.
The president is asserting executive privilege.
Oh, I heard about that.
So now the DOJ absolutely cannot turn over the voice recordings from Robert Hur, the special counsel who interviewed the president on his special documents.
Yeah.
What's crazy is they have the transcripts, Zeus. Those committees, they have the printed transcripts of everything Robert Hur said and asked the president, and everything the president has answered to Robert Hur.
Right.
But
What else do they need?
They want the voice recording. Here's why. Because if they get the voice recordings, they're going to turn that over to the right winger maggots,
Yeah.
and they're going to try to use that in this campaign.
Wait a minute. Did Biden give them permission to use his voice?
Well, so they're not going to because
then they can't do nothing according to the Russian bears. If they're not getting permission, then you can't do
Well,
nothing
right.
with it. So let's leave it alone. Oh my God, this stuff is so easy.
Hey, Zeus, will you send Retribution? He wants my attention. Will you send him a request to come up? I'll be nice. I promise. I'm not attacking. My name is not attacking the ignorant, so I won't attack him.
Where is lying Retribution? All right, where's restitution? Where's he at? Real quick, let's get this out of the way. Yeah, Retribution. He claims that he's really good at debating, Nutty, and so I caution you before you talk to him. All right, because he's really good at it. All right.
Hey, Retribution. I think that's a good name for you because I think you owe me restitution. So go ahead. What do you have?
What do I have? What do you have? You pulled me up here, kid.
Well, what, kid? That's funny.
You act like one. You literally act like one. You literally act.
You are obsessed with me. So
you
how
literally
can
act
I?
like
You
I'm
have my
obsessed with
attention.
you.
You have
I'm
my
obsessed with
attention,
you.
son.
All
You have
right,
my
give us example.
Son, you have my attention. How can Daddy help you?
I'm older than you.
How can? Oh, I'm glad you think so. But how can Daddy help you?
How can Daddy help you, Retribution?
Trump's not around right now.
Listen, you wanted my attention, and I'm giving it to you in front of all of these people and to His Royal Highness Zeus. I mean, you have my attention, son. Daddy's listening.
Let me give you a lesson in logic, since you liberals don't know anything about logic.
Okay. You go ahead, son. The microphone is.
When's the last time Biden had a rally?
You know what? See, restitution. This is
I guess you don't want to have that discussion, huh?
You had my. So, Zeus, go ahead and let this square down because he obviously had my attention. He wanted my attention. He begged for my attention.
Wait, can I? Okay, but before we ask him to,
can't answer a simple question.
Before we let him go, what is your point though? Restitution about the rally. I'm just trying to connect the dots because it's not like Biden isn't out campaigning. I mean, he's been at these, he's been with the auto workers. Last I've seen, he's gone to. He's actually he was out here in the Bay Area, getting a big bag of money. So what's your point?
Well, I mean, did Biden pull as many supporters in?
So here's what I do want to ask. Retribution, I do want to ask you this. So are you measuring the worth of a presidential candidate by the size of a rally that they have?
That's the most idiotic question I think I've ever heard.
If that's the most idiotic question, so why did your question?
You haven't answered my
question
question, but you expect me to answer yours.
Let me go.
Why did you
This is reminding me of RC Dubs all over again.
Why did you ask the question about Biden rallies then? If that's the most idiotic question.
Why don't you answer it?
Okay, what's your question? I'll answer it. Because Zeus doesn't have it all day.
What? Biden's last rally. How many people showed up?
You know what? I don't even remember Biden's last rally. Of course I don't. Because guess why? Retribution? Because I'm not on my knees sucking the mushroom.
Let me put it in layman terms.
I'm not sucking the mushrooms.
Is losing.
Okay, Retribution. Can I ask you a question about those rallies? Because something just popped in my brain about it. During the 2020 election, did Trump have bigger rallies than Joe Biden?
Yes.
But who won?
Boom.
We know why.
No.
Oh, yeah,
Can you just?
We do.
Yes, you know what? Retribution. All right, well, Retribution, ladies and gentlemen, has left the building because once again we caught him in another lie. Goodbye, Retribution. Good job, man.
With that being said, he obviously wanted my attention. I gave him my attention, and he squandered that privilege.
Yeah,
he squandered it.
Yeah.
So,
thank you, Retribution. You did right. Just getting to the point in where you just couldn't answer the question. That means we won. Sorry about that.
Yeah, he squandered it. You want to talk about liberals? I gave you Daddy's attention. Daddy said, "What do you need, son?" And you asked me about Joe Biden. Make it make sense. Zeus, I know you don't have. You know what?
Takesha
Y'all.
said she wanted to say something to you before you left, and then I do got to wrap things up. All right. Yes, Takesha.
Nutty, let me say this right quick. What Retribution just talked about. We're not worried about size because you could have a big pecker and still not be pulling in any women. So size doesn't matter, Retribution. You should know that by your size.
And that's...
Trump may have had a bigger rally. But even though Joe Biden didn't, that doesn't mean that Trump was working harder than Joe Biden. So in the end, the smaller rally outdid the so-called bigger rally because it's not the size that matters. It's the motion of the ocean work that you put in.
Remember Retribution?
Remember that,
come in
Retri?
small packages, all right, Retribution?
we all know.
Small packages. Retro. I'm gone.
We all know that Donald Trump did have a David pecker. But
That's facts. All right, that's facts.
Have a good day, dude.
All right. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta officially land the plane. But before I get up out of here, it doesn't mean I don't love you if I didn't get to talk to you. Let's try it again. Tomorrow's Friday, and hopefully I get to talk to all of you that I didn't get to talk to today. All right, what an interesting show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you all deserve a round of applause. We survived another broadcast, all right? But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, in between time, you know what I must do. One, let's give the panelists, the subscribers, the gifters, and the moderators a round of applause. You've done an outstanding job helping to keep this show exciting, and engaging, and entertaining, all right? And you know what else we have to do, all right? We must give the Zeus haters out there, you know exactly who they are. These are our critics and our detractors. These are the people that spread lies and misinformation on behalf of Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin. They promote evil. They promote misogyny. They promote bigotry, racism, and all kinds of nasty things. And they're in a nasty cult, all right? And they do it on behalf of Donald J. Trump. Let's give them our final round of boos and shame. They're a bunch of liars, all right?
Silence! You never demon!
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, take care and stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. David, I won't say that until you get in the box and face me like a man.
Most handsome in the kingdom.
They should be, PA. If I were a Trump supporter, I would be embarrassed. Getting dog walked like this every day. Good morning. Thank you, Jackie.
When I'm walking like Zeus.
Tiffany for the people. Little Hawk, let's go. Heaven. Yes, Tiffany, I got you. Thunder in the sky, light you up. Brown eyes, thank you. Heaven, let's go. Vegas girl, I saw you. Let's try tomorrow. Thank you, Rick.
You living like a bum.
Zena Smith, let's go.
I can't leave it up to you.
I can't hang around with you. You fall in love too quick. Let's go, ladies and
It's all in the mix. I put a bounty on your head. This is when you're dead.
Oh, as the day.
Time to let loose.
Mr. B, let's go. Carol, Daisy, Reggie. All right, Main Appeal Hair Salon. I will. Conservative Democrat, you're a liar. Cut it out. All right, thank you, Jess. Southern Delight, Jackie. Can't wait till tomorrow. Me either. Cole out of the days. O'Neal, Queen, please. 912. Lady Rima, CC. Val, I saw you, brother. Sorry I didn't get to you. Emma Johnson. Rick, thank you for all the support, champions.
Rules. I'm a god, call me Zeus.
Judy, thank you. Vegas Mom, Cali Love, Miss Boss Diva. If you play around with love, then you're guaranteed to lose.
I didn't make the game of rules.
Hey,
if you can't swim,
let's go.
I'm just sitting on my throne while you looking like a goose. Time to let loose with the truth. Yeah, grab your goose.
Hey, little mama, let me play with your caboose. Hey, David. See you tomorrow, champion. Same Zeus time, same Zeus channel. Queen Play, Cammy, Lex. Shout out to you, Lex. Nice to see you, champ.
You know I'm so handsome. That's why they call me Zeus.
Valerie, thank you, Valerie. I saw what you did. I saw what you did yesterday or a couple days ago. I gotta check the date. Thank you. Jessica Gutierrez Martinez. Keep up the great work. Keep making great content. Hey, no, David. David, you're a liar. Slick as Rick. BA, thank you. Here we go. Here we go.
I like to get wild with loot.
I just want to buy 11,780.
And that'll get you a Rico case.
More than we have.
Harry Bernard, shout out to you, man. Daisy. Hey, Reggie, where you at, Reggie? Hit him with the Jet Slip remix.
He's deranged. Jackson. He's deranged. Jackson.
He's deranged.
Jackson. He's deranged. Jackson. He's deranged. Jackson. He's deranged. Jackson. He's deranged. Jackson. Donald Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges. And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump hater.
Right. Now, this is Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen. You know, they always say he's about to, get reelected. This is how Donald Trump sounds when he thinks he's going to beat Joe Biden.
We're going to win so much. Remember? We're going to win at every level. We're going to win economically. We're going to win with the economy. We're going to win with military. We're going to win with healthcare and for our veterans. We're going to win with every single facet. We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more.
That's how you go tell you Trump supporters, right? But we all know. We all know what happened when he, supposedly won. This is how he sounded. Listen up, MAGA.
We had such a big night. You just take a look at all of these states that we've won tonight, and then you take a look at the kind of margins that we've won them by. And all of a sudden, it's not like we're up 12 votes and we have 60% left. We won states, and all of a sudden, I said, what happened to the election? It's off. And we have all these announcers saying, what happened? And then they said, because you know what happened? They knew they couldn't win. So they said, let's go to court. And did I predict this, Newt? Did I say this? I've been saying this from the day I heard they were going to send out tens of millions of ballots. I said exactly, because either they were going to win, or if they didn't win, they'll take us to court. So Florida was a tremendous victory.
Right.
76,000 votes with almost nothing left. And all of a sudden everything just stopped. This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country.
It is.
We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election.
Y'all can't tell me that's not funny, MAGA. You can't tell me what happened to all that energy. We're going to win. And we were getting ready to win, and then all. You know what? It's going to be so funny this November, I tell you. All right, now let's drop the bomb and get up out of here.
Do you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black?
That's right, you ain't black. You ain't nothing but a modern-day slave. I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Take care and stay safe. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do out here in these TikTok